Prayer has always made a big difference, but what I want to point out for us is that sometimes prayer, God says no, like when He didn't heal my mom. God says wait, as I'm waiting for my son to get back into the church and follow Jesus, make Jesus number one. And when God said yes in 2006, after an extended period of unemployment for Craig and myself, God has provided us with work. And the amazing thing about that is, being a contract worker, you get an assignment for 6 months. So I have never been without work since 2006. And Craig has had a full-time job and has managed to go through many different managers and co-workers, yet Craig is still employed. So God is faithful, and we need to continue to have faith in God and trust, and He will do the rest.
You've probably heard the amazing song, The Prayer, which touched the world by the mesmerizing interpretation of Celine Dion and Andrea Bocelli. It's been sung at weddings, birthdays, and other festivities. This song was actually a prayer in their repertoire. But what you may not have heard yet is Celine Dion's version of that song, The Mother's Prayer. In this album, entitled Miracles, the Canadian singer recorded the version of the acclaimed song, The Prayer, making it into a prayer of a mother for her daughter. In one part of the song it says, "I pray she finds your light and holds it in her heart. As darkness falls each night, remind her where you are." You know, mothers' prayers have special power. In fact, intercessory prayer of mothers and fathers for their children do not pass unnoticed by God. This week, we are talking about prayers spoken by women. And I could not go ahead without including one of the most beautiful prayers of a mother for her child, Hannah, when she was praying for her unconceived Samuel. Hannah's prayer was beautiful, heartfelt, and complete. In this mother's prayer, we can highlight at least 5 parts or aspects. Let's look at them. First, Hannah prayed for a son. The dream of having a child seemed so distant for Hannah and her husband, Elkanah. The years went by and they simply had not been blessed with an heir. Anna was upset. She wanted to see her dream of being a mother become a reality. So she sought the God of the impossible, and in 1 Samuel 1:10 we read about this intense moment. She was deeply distressed and prayed to the Lord God and wept bitterly. What's amazing in this story is that even before knowing God would answer her prayer, she prayed a prayer in faith. Hannah prayed for her child's spiritual life. She pleaded with the Lord that this child would walk in His way. Have you prayed like that for your children, that they may be faithful to God? Hannah prayed that if she was given a child, that God would make him to be a blessing. But it didn't stop there. She not only prayed for the child's spiritual life, Hannah also prayed that he would belong to the Lord. In 1 Samuel 1:11 we read her prayer, "O Lord of heaven, if you will look down upon my sorrow and answer my prayer and give me a son, then I will give him back to you and he'll be yours for his entire lifetime." What a beautiful prayer. She wanted her son to belong to the Lord and to serve Him for his life. I think we need more Hannahs amongst us, don't you? So that we would have more men and women determined to do God's will. When God heard Hannah's prayer and she discovered she was pregnant, I cannot begin to imagine the joy that came over her heart at that moment. Only you ladies could truly understand if you have struggled in trying to have a child. I do remember, like it was yesterday, when my wife and I discovered that we would be parents. What an indescribable joy. The joy that I relive every day when I look at my children. After receiving the precious blessing, Hannah did not forget the Lord and how He had heard her. She then prayed, begging God for wisdom and power so she could be a wonderful mother to the miracle God had given her, little Samuel. Have you prayed for power and wisdom to be a father or a mother after God's own heart? Well, Hannah prayed this prayer, and God helped her to become a light in the life of her son. However, she did not stop there. Hannah prayed, praising God for the blessing that she had been given. She thanked God for answering her prayers. Hannah is the example of a praying mother. Have you learned something today from Hannah? In your life, are you praying for your children, your spouse, for your parents, your siblings, and their families? We need to pray more for our families and loved ones. Why not take this moment to pray? Pray for your relatives, for those that you love, despite maybe some of the contentions that may exist. By doing this prayer, remember that prayer is the key in the hand of faith to unlock heaven's storehouse, where are treasured the boundless resources of omnipotence.